Hey, Wayne here. Guys, it's time that we have a serious talk about what YouTube's been doing, why they're doing it, and what we can do about it. As you know, I talked about I Hate Everything's channel being taken down earlier in the year, but by the next day it was back. This seems all well and good, but there have been no attempts by YouTube or Google to make any explanation or amends for their mistakes. Even worse, this has not been an isolated incident, as many other prominent YouTubers, including the Alternate History Hub, Eli the Computer Guy, and even my buddy Doug Walker, have been hit by odd strikes that have completely crippled their channels. Each of these incidents have been seemingly random or vague in their explanation of what counted as a guideline or copyright violation, and in some cases no explanation has been given at all before terminating an account or completely disabling monetization. In the past, it was widely known that YouTube violations ran on a simple three-strike system. By grossly violating community guidelines or deliberately infringing on copyright, a channel would receive a strike. 3 strikes and the channel would be eliminated. For the sake of reducing the amount of spam for the site, this would seem to make sense. However, when channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and hundreds of quality videos can receive a single strike and have their channel crippled, that's when you know that something is going seriously wrong here. In short, the system that was put into place to protect content creators is now being used to abuse the very same content creators. Many of these channels have been confirmed to have received false flags, which means videos were caught by the automated system or they were flagged by trolls, and instead of looking into the video like YouTube is supposed to, they assume the guilty until proven innocent stance and punish the content creator immediately, even if the reason behind the flagging was completely ridiculous, or if the copyright strike was given by someone who didn't even own the rights to what they were claiming, or gave the strike regardless of the content clearly being fair use. So, what is really going on? Since the purchase of YouTube by Google, copyright issues have been an understandable concern for the megacorporation. In the early days, if a video was deemed unacceptable, it was simply taken down. Fast forward to a decade later, and YouTube is bigger and busier than ever. Now, many content creators use their channels to support themselves financially and fund new and more exciting original content. Now, with YouTube's current 3 strikes and you're out policy at its most abusive yet, a channel can lose monetization with a single infraction, even if it was a false flag. Some channels, like I Hate Everything, were completely terminated with no warning or explanation, and no real way to even appeal to the YouTube staff. Most disgustingly, if a content creator receives a strike, appeals it, and gets declined, they lose the right to appeal further strikes. That's not even the worst of it, actually. Some creators have discovered that they can receive all 3 strikes in the same minute and immediately lose everything they worked on for years. The biggest content creators have been able to relay their situations to the rest of the YouTube community, and it appears that for right now, making noise is working far better than going through the official channels when YouTube itself seems to be run entirely by this automated system and human decisions have seemingly been removed from operations. In the case of I Hate Everything asking others for help, that was his only recourse, and thankfully his channel is back for now, unless Derek Savage wants to go for round 2. There's a frighteningly convincing hypothesis as to what's going on and why. Television networks and executives are threatened by the freedom of expression and ease of creation that the average, everyday person has, and internet video is quickly overtaking traditional television in popularity. Cable networks are a dying venue, and sites such as YouTube have become a threat to television since the mid-2000s. As YouTube and the internet in general have been stealing viewership from the large TV networks, the executives have, in response, jumped into YouTube and made sure that their content is always featured and recommended over true original YouTube content. In some point between 2008 and 2012-ish, the Content ID system, an algorithm designed to search automatically for copyrighted content, has been mostly left unchecked by any YouTube staff, as clearly evidenced by I Hate Everything, Alternate History Hub, and that one time a video was apparently claimed by Al-Qaeda. Has the original purpose of YouTube, being a place to express oneself, and for smaller names to start a career on a simple platform, become an afterthought? It would seem likely, as even channels with hundreds of thousands or even millions of subscribers have been hit lately with bogus violation strikes with little to no explanation. YouTube acts as if they want to help content creators, but by their actions they are treating their own community like trash. This system is completely unsustainable in the long run. What would happen if someone like PewDiePie or Markiplier received strikes? Would that be enough for Google to care about lost ad revenue? And before anyone says that there's no viable competition for YouTube, sure, for now, but what would happen if Yahoo or Apple started their own video hosting services? YouTube is absolutely ripe for competition right now, and it wouldn't be hard to make a competitor that is purely better. I'm sure once Yahoo Vids or iShare become a thing, there would be a massive migration out of YouTube. Let's face it, unless they get help soon, YouTube will become the new MySpace, a forgotten joke of a badly run site used only by old people and pedophiles.
Now, it seems like there's some good news for the future of YouTube, as Eli the computer guy actually received a formal apology from YouTube and actually has gotten a community manager, which apparently is now a direct way you can communicate with the people. So maybe YouTube is starting to do things correctly now. That would be good, especially considering that I have some big plans for the future. But I'll tell you more about those in the next video.